No. Okay, little accident. No worries. Hopefully no one is on the live stream yet. I have to log myself back in here again. There we are. All right. Let's see here. I think, yeah, the quality is much, much better. Okay, so the quality that I am seeing is actually the quality that you are seeing as well. I was kind of hoping that it wasn't going to be, but it seems that it is. Oh, no. But I mean, it's a good thing. It means that I can see here if the quality is good or not. And there, I think it's all right. And you guys can see me, and we can see the painting, and the quality seems to be a lot better. We can even... Well, the problem is, the more you can see, the less I can I can see in a way. This looks much, much better. This journal is very different to the last one. The detail is much better with the camera. Yeah. Well, I can show you the last journal. It looked completely different than you guys must have seen. So this is how the journal should actually look. And I suppose that what you guys saw was just a complete blurry landscape. This is the actual journal. And I can only imagine if you guys saw what I saw the entire time. My God, that's that's pretty bad. But yeah, this is how the journal actually looks. And let's start with the other one. And now we can actually have an entire live stream where you can actually see what I'm doing. I'm quite amazed that you guys stuck with me for the entire live stream with that kind of quality. I was just thinking that in my last live stream, we went on for 1.5 hours, and I think about 10 of you stayed with me for almost the entire live stream, and it was completely blurry and we couldn't see anything. But now I switched up. This seems to be much better quality now, and we can paint on this where you can actually see what I'm doing. I'm amazed that you guys kept with me, but I guess it was more for the conversation and the company than for the actual painting, because you couldn't really see anything. And I have to keep in mind, I have to check if it gets too blurry or anything like that. I can get the camera a little bit further away so that I'm here too. But I have to make sure that it doesn't get blurry. I can't believe that you guys stuck with me for such a bad quality painting. But I mean, thank you, everyone. Okay. So what I thought I was going to do is to be quite radical here. I think the light is coming in from this side. And I'm going to paint in quite a bit of light here. And then, of course, we're going to get light on the flowers and just really let everything shine. You paint from your imagination. You watch from ours. That's a lovely, lovely thought. That can be the title if I upload that live stream, which I don't really think I'm going to do. but that would be a lovely title for the live stream. So for everyone who's watching this live stream now, especially if you're watching later and it's not live anymore, we did have 1.5 hours of a different live stream, but the quality was completely shot. I thought the entire time that the quality was quite a lot better than what everyone was seeing, but apparently it was exactly as bad as what I saw on my screen. But yeah, 11 people kept watching the live stream throughout. But now I've restarted the live stream. I reset the camera. It's you can actually see what I'm doing now. And so this is now, we're now going into our second hour, but with a new live stream where it's actually possible to see what I'm doing. But that is a lovely, lovely quote, Yula. Okay, so let's get the light in from the side, and I don't want the light to hit too much of this because I want the flowers to shine. And if the background is very light, then that will spoil the effect. So I just want the light to be hitting the valley here. Once you paint in mountains, once you paint in trees, of course, it's going to be much clearer to see what's going on. This is just a blurry landscape right now. This time, thankfully, not because of the resolution. Oh, here we are. And that rain is not from here, that is from the music. Let's see if we get really, really close. Actually, I should probably do the flowers in a color first, and then we could do the highlight afterwards. So these are Norwegian fireweed, which they should be a little bit more pink than just simply red. But I mean, they can be a little bit of my own version as well. Some hybrids or other. Let's see here. You paint from imagination, we watched from ours. I have to use that at some point somewhere. It's just a lovely way of putting it. That quote is brilliant. Absolutely, it really, really, really is. It's wonderful, and it's just such a lovely image. Do you take weekends off or do you just work through? So that depends a little bit on what's happening. At least I usually sleep in on Sundays. Um, but I mean, I usually don't really make much of a difference between the weekend or a week or during the week. So I suppose I work through, but I do take vacations and breaks and so on. But it's not really dependent on the weekend, no. But as I said, Sundays I do sleep in. Hi, AG. Wonderful to see you here, and lovely to see you in the proper live stream. Oh, many more people are watching this. It's probably. I can imagine that there were just as many people that kind of stopped by in the last one, but you couldn't see anything. And only the very loyal 11 of you stuck with it for the conversation. But it's wonderful to see that more people are joining now that you can actually see what I'm doing. Have you thought more about an exhibition in Røros? I think it would be possible to do it on Frivillighetssentralen. Which house is that? So I think the exhibition probably will have to wait a little bit longer. So what we are definitely going to do is or not definitely, but almost definitely, we're going to take part in the Christmas market in Røros. Um, but Frivillighetssentralen, I am not entirely sure what that is. So if you describe it a bit to me, which building that is, I could have more of an idea. I think we saw enough on the live streams to follow what was going on. Yeah, probably, but good. Jesus. I mean, I was painting really tiny details, and you couldn't see any of that. But um, I suppose a draw of this live stream is just kind of coming down after a busy day and not having too much go on. And I suppose perhaps it's not too important to see what I'm painting, even. Um, I know sometimes myself to really, sometimes if you're a bit stressed or so things going on, or if you had a busy day, it's difficult to calm down doing nothing. And sometimes you just need something, but it can be really relaxed and not much going on, and that's more that what kind of lets you calm down. So that's kind of what I'm imagining. Hello, Krasi. Welcome to the stream. Wonderful to have you here. And apparently, the later this stream goes, the more people are joining. So let's. It might have to go on for a while now. Still, I still have enough battery, I think, for at least another hour. It's on the way between Kjerkegata and Domus, the mall. It's a small brown house. I think I know it, but I'm going to have to look at some photos to be entirely sure. There are frequently art exhibitions there. Oh, wonderful! I'll definitely I'll definitely check that out. Yeah, we're gonna have to plan. If we do an exhibition, we have to plan that a long time beforehand. I suppose it might be next summer. It would be lovely to have people coming there, and I think at Christmas times there's just more than enough going on. But what we have noticed is that the summertime is a little bit of a dead period. Most people don't really buy things online when they know that they are going to go on a summer holiday, for instance, and so on. So during the summer, during these months now, not that much is going on, and it would be a good time to have an exhibition. Nice group of people, I see. Absolutely, a very nice group of people. And believe it or not, Krasi, we already had 1.5 hours of live stream, but it was completely blurry and you couldn't see anything. And they stayed with me even so. So I'm very, very thankful. Um, a quote which we have now from that live stream is that I was painting from imagination and they were watching from imagination. I have spent the day in an attic and under a floor wiring a kitchen. I'm happy to chill out watching you paint. That sounds lovely. That was kind of my what I imagined. That you might have busy days behind you, and it's nice to just chill out, calm down, and just hang out here. And I mean, I love the fact that more and more of you are actually starting to know each other a bit. because there is a very dedicated core of people that watch these live streams, and I think that's lovely. So nice, people just like hanging out. Yeah, I think that is wonderful. I was considering ending the live stream because it has been going on for 1.5 hours, but it's just so lovely to have everyone here and hanging out, and you guys being a part of my work day. So I just decided to keep going because it's just such a nice thing to be able to have this. I mean, I'm basically in the middle of nowhere here, and still so many people are joining and being a part of this, and I think that's just wonderful. I am still working. It's 2 p.m. Oh, of course. Glad to finally catch a live stream. Oh, wonderful. You are still working. Are you sure you should be watching? I mean, I don't want to discourage you. If you can work and watch the live stream, even if you can't work, but you can pretend to work while watching the live stream, I absolutely support you. Are you still dreaming of buying a farm? Absolutely. Absolutely. And will it be in the feminine area? We would definitely like it to be. So we are trying to spread the word. We have put up notices in the area, letting everyone know that we are looking for a farm. We have talked to the commune. I'm going to be talking to the commune more, and basically just spreading the word. Buying a farm in Norway is just its own kind of odyssey because there are so many empty farms that people don't want to sell. So it's a very special, difficult way of of trying to find something. But we would love to be in the feminine area. Chilling here as well after working in the animal clinic. Oh, lovely, Lynn. I really like the colors of this painting. Thank you. I'm quite happy with it as well. I'm not going to ruin the color scheme too much, but I'm going to try to light it up. So let's see. Very soft and calming. Oh, very good. I am. Let's hope that I'm not going to ruin it because I'm going to make it a bit more poppy, a little bit more light, but I'm going to try to keep the calm evening mood of it. Even so, I can listen and then watch a bit here and there for little micro breaks. I work from home. Oh, wonderful. Well, it's lovely to support that, and I am working from home here as well. Yeah, I think what I can probably do with, especially with the other live stream that you can't really watch, I can just make it into a podcast. I know there have been some people that have actually been listening to these live streams before going to bed, for instance. It's kind of funny to think of people listening to me live painting, but especially when so many of you are joining in and chatting, I always enjoy that the most. I mean, it's lovely to sit here and paint. I know that people are watching, but I absolutely enjoy it when you guys are joining in and talking and chatting and so on. And when that happens, then I can just keep going. We live very isolated here, which is something we really love. But I mean, this way of connecting is something I think is really, really nice as well. Nice. We also dream about buying a place soon, but it's just too expensive. Oh, in Røros, yeah. Yeah, the prices in Røros are especially high. We have noticed that it's good to get far enough away that the people that want to pendle to Røros or something like that, so it must be at least half an hour away from Røros. But I think the prices might start to come down, so let's see. Um, but yeah, we are definitely looking for a farm. But we have decided that the entire area from Røros to Tynset is open for debate because when you're looking for a farm in Norway, you just need to have quite a big geographic area in mind because otherwise you're never going to find anything. It's so rare that these family farms are out on the market, and then there are lots of people that want them. So it's an odyssey, but thankfully we live in a place now where we can stay until we find something. Subtle music is nice. Sounded like the Swan Lake. Yeah, I really love this. This is Adrian von Ziegler, so it's the music that I know I can use. I do like Swan Lake, but I think it might be a bit dramatic for this stream. I was considering putting on some Norwegian music, but it has a text, and that might interfere with talking. But let me know if you want to change your music. But I think this is a nice mood music that works well as a backdrop. I used to use this as study music. Because I know when there are words, I usually get too distracted, but just this kind of ambience is something that I can really have in the background. I have been hoping for real estate prices to go down for 5 years now, and they have doubled here. Yeah, I get that. You can't bank on real estate prices going down. It's just a beast of its own. But I mean, compared to the people in Oslo that get a tiny little apartment for the same price that you would here get a farm, basically a palace. So the prices aren't really too bad. It's more actually the fact that there aren't any available. That's more the problem than the price. Um, it's people are incredibly. It works well. I'm glad, Lynn. I'm really glad. So it's there's so many emotions here with the farms, and people in Norway are just so rich that often they don't need to sell. So they just use it as a cabin basically, and they rent out the earth, the ground, to a local farmer, and then they come sometimes and use it as a cabin. Um, and that makes it incredibly difficult to find something. So it's an odyssey, and it's not that much about the prices. It's more about the fact that they just don't come on the market that often. And I mean, there are hardly any farms here. The place we live is so far up that I think people couldn't live off of farms here until quite recently. So there's just almost no arable land. So there aren't that many farms. So I think we can keep the kind of the soft mood. Let's go in. I think I would like to start planting some trees here now, because that will make it much easier to see what's going on. Of course, there is a big river going on here. I'm gonna have to do some work there. I'm just gonna trace that once so that we can have an idea what's going on. Put in the rapids. I will cross my fingers that they will show up a farm for you soon. Uh, please do, please do. We really want horses, and we just want to start this farm life. Me and Lena have lived on a farm before, and it's just its own kind of life and its own rhythm, and it's something we really want to have in our life again. And of course, Lena would dearly like to start riding and have horses again. So let's hope that the farm comes sooner rather than late. And definitely spread the word. So we're trying to just spread it out everywhere, so that miracles can happen. You can't just lean back for a miracle to happen. You have to make it possible. Thank you, Lynn. And of course, it does have to be, because we know then we want to stay there. So it's better that it takes a bit more time and that it's the proper perfect place than to do it in a rush and then regret it later. I think the picture froze. Oh, that's not good. Oh, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. There, I think we have the picture again, and hopefully it's... There we are. Yeah, it was. Thank you. It's my warning saying that I had 20 minutes left, 20% left on my battery, and that froze the screen. So thank you for that. It's this. See, this is why this is very good. All right, there we can continue. Okay, so what I did is I painted in some rapids, so we can see a little bit more how the water is moving. Now I'm going to paint in a little bit of lines so that we know where the trees are going to be planted, and then we can plant some trees. It should probably be in brown though. So I want this exactly the same as with the other painting. I want there to be tiny, tiny little details so that you can go really, really close and just kind of lose yourself in the painting. And I really love this stage when the painting is starting to come to life. So let's I just want some lines, then I want to get the trees down. It works. It does. Very, very good. And it seems that the quality is still good here, which I am so, so thankful for. So something like this. Can have a little bit more color in it. And then let's just get some trees down, I think. Once the first trees start appearing, everything else will be easier to see. It's be easier than to see the dimensions. That's kind of the thing when you paint imagination instead of a reference photo, is that you need to paint things in a different order. Often with the reference photo, you can just paint the entire background first and then you can plant in the details. But here we need the details so that my imagination can kind of continue on, and it needs to be helped on the way. Because these landscape kind of, they appear as I paint, and I can then know more. The quality is really good. Sorry for not letting you know in the last stream. I thought it was my internet connection that was bad. That was the same thing for me. I was convinced that everyone else was seeing something I wasn't. Um, so don't be sorry. It was my mistake. But I'm really glad that it's good now. And I mean, maybe when maybe when I upload it, it's going to be better, but I doubt it. I think we just have to let that one go and be thankful that this works better. So let's see, the trees do need to be quite dark in the beginning. And finally, now I think you guys can actually see the details, which makes it much more enjoyable to paint them. And we even have more people joining now. This is very exciting. I actually thought that when I was going to do these YouTube streams, because most of my followers are on Instagram and not on YouTube, that I was going to have like 2 or 3 people joining me. And now we're actually 18. So that's lovely. And I think once I manage to get over 1,000 people here on YouTube, then it's going to be shown to more people. So I think now it's only shown to the direct followers. Kind of a YouTube policy. I mean, which is fine. While I'm experimenting here, it's probably good that not too many people are joining. Okay, so let me know if you can see the little details on the trees. Otherwise, I might have to just get the camera closer. But I kind of like the fact that you can see the entire setup. So if you can see these little trees, then I'm just going to be happy with that. And we're going to keep it like this. It did help that you told us on Instagram. Yeah, I suppose maybe all of you are from Instagram, actually. That might, of course, be possible. I really, really enjoy this this process. The quality for me is not really good, but it might be my uh-oh. Well, if you're saying that, then I am scared again that might. So the quality for some reason is only 720p. It ought to be more, but maybe that's some let's see if we can get this a bit closer or something. It's simply perfect. Oh, okay. Well, if it's simply perfect, then I'm not gonna... Oh, it started to jump. Okay, then maybe we have to do something again. It has something to do with when I am... there are too many people watching, it gets hard to keep up. Oh yeah, I get that. Let's see, I'm just gonna try to move the camera a bit and see if that can help. Only 3 people on your... Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I can see details very well. Okay, if someone can see the details very well, then I am just going to assume that it's the internet connection at my place and you, Krasi. And let's see if maybe I can make it better at some other time, but now it's really good again. Okay, now it's really good again. So I think it does have something to do with when I am moving the camera around. So if you let me know the second it gets worse, then I can try to do something about it. And we can move this a bit more like so. There, and then if you see me, I have to do something like this, but otherwise it's now possible to see more details, I think. How is it for you, Krasi? I can see... I only have 15% left, but more and more people are joining. This is getting to be a problem, but I seem to be able to have very, very long live streams now. Yes, I think it's me. I don't know why it only shows 144p. Oh god. Well, okay, well that must be on your end then. Because it should at least be 720. It did give me a little bit of a fright there. Okay, I really, really like this this part now. Because it's kind of the time when the landscape really starts to take shape and you can start to imagine what's going on and so on. You can see every flower petal. Wonderful. And 720, yeah, I think that's, and I have to say, maybe there is something I can do to make it be 1000, 1080 for the next stream. We'll have to see. Hopefully I can. Because my camera ought to be able to do that. But if you can see every flower petal, then I am really pleased. And especially because I really, really love painting these tiny little details. And it's such a shame that if I can't show that. What is the difference in painting with paint from tubes and powder? So the main difference is that you have much, much, much more control with powders. But of course, with that control comes, well, so theoretically you have a lot more control, but there can be a lot more that goes wrong too. So with the tubes, when I paint with oil here, with these colors, this is also the highest quality oil painting that you can get. You always know the consistency is good, and of course I do have thinners, but with the pigment that I use for glass, I have to mix them every time. So it can go it can go horribly wrong if you mix it wrongly. But then you can paint it incredibly thin, you can have it incredibly thick, in a way that it's more difficult when you have it in tubes. That being said, I only paint with powders on glass, and I only paint from tubes on canvas. So I don't have the one for one um, experience to compare it with, because I know there are colors that you could paint with, and then you can mix oil in and paint on canvas, but I've never done that. So I'm not entirely sure what the difference is in that sense. There aren't any tubes for my kind of, but yeah, the main difference is that you just have a lot more mixing to do with the powders than with this oil paint. It's also just a very different kind of paint. So I think it's less to do with the pigment and the fact that with glass painting and so on, you need different things in the paint so that it can fuse with the glass. So what I'm noticing is that the colors have incredibly different consistencies. The pigments, the powders. So less to do just with the oils, but a lot to do what's actually in that kind of color. And I think it's much more difficult for the manufacturers to create those colors than it is with these different oil colors. It's a very long-winded way of saying that there's just so many different factors going in there that it's difficult to do a one-to-one comparison. What do I prefer though? Well, I mean, this is much easier. So painting with the tubes, having this consistency is much, much easier. If I could paint with these paints on glass and porcelain and have that stick, I would do that because it's just so much easier. That being said, it's a lot of fun painting with painting with powders, and I just love the entire process. I love these little bottles. So I wouldn't really be without it. It would be a little bit of a loss if I could paint with these colors on porcelain and glass. So I'm glad that it is a bit more cumbersome because it's fun. But if I could, I probably would go over to these colors. I tried on another phone. First started well, but then it dropped me again. Not sure what that's, but I will see details afterwards. Yeah, I think that has to be it. It's probably must have to do with your internet connection, since it drops you. Of course, you can't force it to be on a higher detail on YouTube, but then it might lag or something like that. Well, you'll just have to do as they as they did in the last live stream and watch from your imagination. But this stream, since the quality is better, I will definitely upload, and maybe the other one is actually better when I upload it. Um, and you'll be able to see the quality better then. You are frozen again. Oh no. Oh, that means I only have 10%. Shouldn't be the internet I'm in. And my internet is great here, huh? YouTube is playing tricks. I can't change on my phone. It seems to be the highest possible. Strange and annoying, and hopefully it's not something on my end. Um, this is all a little bit of an experiment, and hopefully I'll get better at it. Yeah, that was my phone saying that I only have 10% left of battery. So this stream does have to end soon. How long have it been going? For 40 minutes? I've actually been live streaming now for over 3 hours. And it's 12:30, so it's probably time for me to go to bed soon. Working again, very good. But this works well enough that I am quite confident that I'm going to come back and do another live stream tomorrow. And hopefully that live stream will have good quality right away. So let's just see how that works out. And maybe if I have something like this or something like that, is the quality still good? I think the autofocus is a bit annoying. Did the quality get bad again? Because I might be a better quality now, but the painting might not be. This is really... I'll have to figure that out. I think I will start to clean my brushes though, and because my phone could die at any moment, so I'm just gonna put this a bit further out, and I'm going to... What time tomorrow? I am not entirely sure. I think something like this, a little bit earlier maybe. And I'm gonna put both journals here just while I am cleaning my brushes and slowly but surely saying goodbye. This is how the book was supposed to look. There we have the ones that we've been painting on. Thank you everyone for joining me here. It's been really, really nice. And yeah, I think something about the same time tomorrow. I'll let you know a little bit earlier than I did today. So I think something from 9, 8, 9, and then till late. Thank you, Ines, and thank you for joining. It's so much fun to have you guys join me here and follow along. And now with this new setup, it's just a lot more fun for me. I'm wishing you a nice evening, you too, Ethel. And thank you, Lynn. Thank you for joining me so many times. And Krasi, and I'm... Thank you, Krasi, and I hope that you will figure out your internet problems. Maybe it's on my end, and maybe I can figure out a way to have the quality be higher tomorrow. Let's see. Thank you, Maria. And you would actually have been here for 3 hours now. And yeah, I am so glad to have you all here. I'm glad the music worked. I will be planning that for the next stream, what kind of music we can play. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, Yele. I think you're already aware that still here a set time. You can also plan a live stream on YouTube. Yes, this is true. So I will do a live stream. I will set that on YouTube and on Instagram so that you guys know beforehand. Thank you, Henrik. Thank you for joining. And it's so nice to already have a little group of you that are joining me here. So I'll do a notification on Instagram, on YouTube, and I hope to see you here tomorrow. And thank you, AG. It made an eternity. I didn't. That's true. But now we have a live stream here, and I am so glad that everyone has joined me. And I will see hopefully quite a few of you tomorrow. And otherwise, I'll see you in some other live stream. Goodbye for now.